This morning, when you stepped out onto your porch with your cup of coffee, breathing in the crisp, cool air of the early dawn, you probably thought you were just witnessing another quiet, unremarkable beginning to the day. You casually scattered a handful of black oil sunflower seeds across the dew-covered grass, believing it was just a simple, solitary act of charity for the little feathered creatures that happen to live nearby right now. But the truth is entirely different and far more complex than you ever imagined in your wildest human dreams. You did not just walk out into an empty yard. You breached the heavily monitored perimeter of a highly ordered and ancient society that operates relentlessly right beneath your notice. A sophisticated security protocol was now instantly activated the exact moment your screen door clicked shut. Hidden within the seemingly chaotic fluttering in the bushes is a dense matrix of calculated decisions, an invisible, breathing empire where every single flick of a wing, every tiny hop, and every sudden turn of a head holds a profound, absolute life or death meaning. We tend to look at the common house sparrow and see nothing more than a fleeting brown blur, a background extra, in the grand movie of our busy human lives. But if you truly slow down, if you strip away your human biases and look closely through the precise lens of their reality, you will discover that your backyard is not merely a garden. It is a micro-national park, a complex theater of survival, strict hierarchy, and collective minds. Today, we are going to decode the survival encryption of the sparrow. There are 7 specific, highly complex movements that prove the flock on your lawn is actually a meticulously structured society. Movement number 1 is the vanguard drop. Notice what happens in the first few seconds after you walk away from the wooden feeder. The entire flock does not descend at once. That would be an evolutionary disaster. Instead, a single, solitary bird drops silently from the safe of the dark canopy. This is the scout, the brave vanguard of the flock. This bird is not necessarily the hungriest, but it is the one tasked with the highest risk. When it finally
lands, it does not immediately eat. It stands perfectly still, rapidly analyzing the surrounding environment and
calculating the exact distance to the nearest escape route, and, most importantly, testing your intentions. This bird is running a complex risk assessment, measuring the blast radius of potential danger. Only when this solitary sentinel emits a microscopic, almost inaudible chirp of clearance does the rest of the society move. This leads directly into movement number 2, which is the geometric perimeter scatter. Once the clearance is
given, the flock descends, but observe their landing pattern. They do not pile indiscriminately on top of the
food source like a chaotic mob. Instead, they naturally arrange themselves into an invisible, defensive ring.
This is a mathematical distribution designed for maximum visual coverage. Each bird faces a slightly different direction, creating a 360-degree mosaic of vision. They are sharing their visual fields, linking their tiny brains together into a single, massive surveillance network. If a hawk casts a shadow far away, the bird facing that direction will instantly transmit the alarm to the entire network. They are viewing your lawn not as a dining table, but as a strategic battlefield, where geometry is the shield against death. As they begin to feed, we witness movement number 3, the dominance shuffle. To the untrained eye, it just
looks like birds hopping around aimlessly in the dirt. But look at the spacing. Look at the subtle shifts in
posture. One hawk slightly lowers its head, fluffs its neck feathers by a fraction of a millimeter, and takes a single, deliberate step forward. The bird next to it instantly takes 2 steps back. No blood is drawn yet. No physical fight occurs, yet an entire social hierarchy has just been aggressively enforced. They are trading status in real time, communicating dominance and submission through a silent language of invisible pressure. The alpha gets the premium seeds in the center, while the subordinates are pushed to the outer, riskier edges of the perimeter. But even the alpha is not immune to movement number 4, the acoustic vacuum. You have seen
this. One moment, the yard is filled with the cacophony of cracking shells and gentle chirping. Then, in less
than a heartbeat, absolute, terrifying silence. Every single bird freezes simultaneously, turning into statues, carved from stone. This synchronized freeze is not a coincidence. It is a collective consciousness in action.
One bird detected an anomaly, perhaps a frequency of sound we cannot even hear, and dropped a signal that has
commanded the entire society to kill their audio signature. In the wild, movement draws the eye of predators, and sound draws their claws. By freezing, the sparrows become invisible, blending perfectly into the shadows. They hold this tense posture, waiting for the all-clear, completely unified in their absolute stillness here. Once the danger passes, they resume, bringing us to movement number 5, perhaps the most profound of all, the biometric facial tilt. Have you ever noticed a chipping sparrow pause, tilt its head to one side, and stare right now
at your kitchen window? They are not looking at their reflection. They are looking directly at your face.
Science has proven that these birds possess advanced facial recognition capabilities. They know who you are.
They distinguish you from your neighbors, from the delivery driver, and from the cat that roams the alley. When they tilt their head, they are locking one of their highly sensitive eyes onto your features, updating their biometric database. This creates a powerful illusion of reciprocity. They know who provides sanctuary. They remember the face that scatters the gold. You are not a stranger. You are an integral, monitored part
of their daily survival algorithm. Movement number 6 is a masterclass in psychological warfare, the decoy.
Sometimes, a subordinate sparrow will wander away from the main pile of seeds and begin aggressively pecking at an empty patch of barren dirt. It acts as if it has found a hidden treasure trove. This is not a mistake.
Đây là một sự lừa dối có chủ ý. Bằng cách giả vờ phát hiện ra thứ gì đó, con chim này đã thao túng sự chú ý của những con chim đầu đàn,
drawing them away from the real food source. While the alphas rush over to investigate the phantom meal now, the clever subordinate circles back and steals the premium seeds. It is a stunning display of tactical lies,
proving that these birds possess a theory of mind. They understand how to manipulate beliefs of others here.
Finally, we witness movement number 7, the guardian rotation. As the feeding continues, you will observe a seamless, perfectly orchestrated shift change. The European robins on the ground suddenly burst upward, flying back into the dense canopy, while an equal number of birds drop down to take their place. This ensures that none is exposed to the ground-level dangers for too long. They take turns eating and guarding, sharing the burden. When you begin to understand these 7 signals, you realize that you are not just a giant, throwing crumbs to the wind. You are the vital benefactor of a magnificent, invisible empire. In our modern, human world that often feels chaotic, isolating, and disconnected, there is a profound, almost spiritual joy to be found in witnessing this ancient, unyielding order right outside your window. The sparrows offer us all a grounding reminder that life, in all its complex beauty, is constantly happening around us every single day. Tomorrow morning, I challenge you to try a simple experiment. Move your bird feeder just 3 feet to the left. Then, stand back and watch how this complex society instantly recalculates its geometric perimeter dynamically, adjusts its dominance zones, and rewrites its matrix to adapt to the change. Tell me exactly how they react. If you want to decipher the secret language of the natural world, subscribe and walk this path. We are waiting.